And my promise, my guarantee, every one of these calls, and please call me out on it if we don't fulfill this promise, but every time that you jump on one of these calls, our guarantee is that you're going to know more than you came into the call, and you're going to know exactly how to implement it in your business that same day. So our host today is Miss Heather, and Heather has, this is a part of a 3-part series, is that right?
Maybe just 3, we'll see. It's
Okay.
how far we get with it. Can you guys see what is on my screen? The worksheet, the community setup checklist?
Yeah. Yeah, so Heather today is going to be going over, last week, if you missed it, she gave us kind of a high-level overview of communities, and so I can't wait to see what we talk about today. And the questions that come up, please put them in the comments, raise your hand, and Heather, the floor is yours. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. Okay, guys, if you go to the note or the chat section, I put the link to this document so everybody can have it and kind of work off of it. However, make a copy first, make a copy of it, and then save it under a name for you so that you can work on your working copy, not on the original that I have. But this is basically the community setup checklist. And this document will take you from A to Z to get your communities completely set up. So when you come on this list, obviously first thing it says is make a copy. So make your copy, and then we're just going to go through and check off all of the steps that we need to do to create our community. So the first step is that I want you guys to fill out the Ask AI launch questionnaire. Even if you're not going to use the AI employee to set up your community, like there's an option to have the AI employee bot set up your communities for you. And in order to do that, it's going to ask you questions. But the questions that it asks you are really good questions that you need to have the answers to before you make your community anyways. So I just wanted to go ahead and have them out here, and then you guys can fill them in. You don't have to do it now, but just keep these in mind. So the first question kind of about your community when you're setting it up is, who is your ideal avatar for this community? So who are you trying to attract? What kind of people are you wanting to bring into the community? Are they coaches? Are they agents, home buyers, home sellers, content creators, whoever they are? That would be your ideal avatar. And then what is the main outcome for the members as a result of coming to the community? Like, do they learn how to run an ad? Do they have a home buyer workshop? What are they going to do inside the community? And then what's the biggest challenge or struggle your ideal member is struggling with before joining your community? Yes, Sean?
Oh, hey, I just want to politely raise my hand. For those who weren't here last week, community right now is kind of a big buzzword. Gary Vee's been talking about it for years. But could you give us like the quick 60-second, like what is a community, and what are you referring to when you're talking about setting up a community?
Yep, I can actually do one better because I have this whole glossary of what things are. So it's a interactive space within Go High Level or your whatever platform you're using, where members can post, comment, and engage with each other. So it hosts like group discussions. It's kind of like Facebook, except for better because it's branded and it's a controlled environment, and it encourages social learning and social engagement. So with Facebook or other social media platforms, it's easy to like wander away. It's not like a targeted path. And with communities, it's more of an organized, targeted path. And I was going to get into this in a minute, but since we're already here on this topic, the best way to visualize it, because some of the other words you're going to be hearing are memberships, communities, and groups are the 3 things that you're going to hear over and over again. And if you think of it this way, a membership is like a key card. So you need your key card to get into the building, which is the community. And then once you're inside the building, you have groups, which would be like rooms inside that building. So you have a key card to get into the building, and then when you're in the building, you have rooms inside the buildings. So membership, communities, and then groups within that community. And then we're actually going to make it even more tricky and say channels. So channels are threads of conversations inside each groups. So if you think about those rooms that are inside the building that are groups, the channels will be the conversations that are going on inside those rooms. So it really goes memberships, communities, groups, channels. That kind of makes sense?
Definitely. Thank you.
Perfect. Back to the questionnaire. What's the biggest challenge they're facing? Just kind of know what it is that you're trying to solve for your people that are coming into the community. And then what are you using right now as a lead magnet to drive people not only into the community, but what are you using right now to attract your leads? And then is that like an offer? Is it a seminar? What is it that you're using right now? And then what deliverables are they going to get by joining the community? So what are you gonna are you giving them something tangible, or are you giving them, one-on-ones? What is it that they're gonna get? And then when you have all of this done, we can fill out the stuff. And then when we're done with our questionnaire, we're gonna come back and do this part, but not till we're completely done. So let's go back over to our checklist and we can cross off step 1. Well, I can, you guys can after you fill it out. So once you've filled it out, all your information's there, you can cross off checklist or step 1. Step 2 is what we actually just did, which was reviewing all the different words that are going to be thrown at you, which was your membership, communities, groups, channels. Now we also have member portal, products, courses, offers, subscriptions, and magic links. So let's kind of dive into those words. So we already did communities. We know what those are. A member portal is the centralized login where users can see all of the stuff that they have at their disposal, like all of their products, all of the courses, and all the different communities that they're in. So I think I have it open actually. Oh, no, I don't, but let me do this one. So if we go, this is like their member portal where they can see all the different groups that they're in. If they have any files, any courses that they're currently taking, this would be their member portal. Then you have products. Products are digital products that you're using to attract people. Like it could be a course, which is actually what they are when what we're going to use. I'll show you that too. So when you're in memberships, actually, let me do it on this one. When you're in memberships, you go up to here where it says courses, you have products, and you have offers. Products are the courses, and they're the learning segments. So you can use these any way you want to use them because you can create your own courses. You can create your own lessons, maybe if my computer loads, on whatever topic you're using your community for. So as you can see, we have a bunch of different lessons here. Like we have the Home Buyer and Seller Academy. We have our masterclass training. We have our Let's Build a Business, How to Build Your Community. And then I have these other courses down here. So you can have the courses that are your products. Now, offers and subscriptions. So here's where it kind of gets a little bit tricky. So remember, your courses are your products. Your offers are what you're using to get people to your communities. So if you go to my offers, I don't know why it's running so slow, but if you go to my offers, like I have this one right here.
And by the way, sorry to interrupt, Heather. I just wanted to add, if anyone goes into their CRM and they don't see memberships, if you don't see that, just raise your hand, send a message here in the chat, and I'll make sure that gets fixed right away.
Perfect. So this would be the offer. And I'm going to go into detail how to create each of these things, but this is just to kind of give you an overview of how it works and how it looks when it's all set up. So this is an offer. This would be the offer page where somebody would see something that I posted online, or they would click a link and it would bring them to this page right here, which is my 75 video ideas for realtors. And it's a how-to tutorial. And this one I'm offering for free. Now it could be a paid offer, but right now this one is like a bait. So it's a free offer to get them to join the community. Now subscriptions are, if we go back over to our products, you decide what you want to, actually I think I have to go inside here. You decide whether you want these to be free or you want them to be paid. So it can, the course visibility can be to all the members. You could have it at a certain level. It can be where you buy it. And is it going to be a reoccurring or is it going to be one time? If it's reoccurring, it would be a subscription. And so you would determine what and how you want these to be, whether they're private, whether they're time locked, level locked, they're open to everybody, or they're free, or they're subscription. And I know that's a lot at you right now, but we're just doing like basically vocabulary words. And then we'll get into each of those things and how to find them. And then we have magic links, which we already went over magic links last time. And that was just a better way to sign on without having to send somebody a username and a password. And then they have to update their password and all of that. It's just a link and you're in. So it's really convenient. Okay. So now we can check off that we did our vocabulary work. And we can go to step 3, which is now filling out all of this. So access to the client portal. That was kind of how I was showing you guys a minute ago. You would go to memberships, and then you would go to client portal. And here you have your dashboard, you have settings, and then you have the app. We're not really going to get into the app today. We're going to just talk about the settings. So when you go to your dashboard and when you go to settings, we go back over to our list. We want to make sure we understand the difference between the courses, the communities, and the subscriptions, which we just did. But if you need a reminder, I put the little glossary link right there. Now we're going to talk about the domain of your, let me shut this out so it goes faster, your domain setup. Now, you can do a custom one if you want, but that requires your changing of your CNAME and your DNS, and that's a whole thing in its own, so we're not going to get into that today. We're just going to talk about how you can change this part right here to be anything you want it to be, and then you hit update domain. So it's going to say app.clientclub.net at the end, but before this was like a bunch of different letters and numbers and symbols, and to make it look nicer, you can put whatever you want here, and then you click update domain, and if it's available, you can use it. If not, you're just going to have to keep trying until you get something that's available. Cloud Connect itself wasn't available, so I had to put Cloud Connect RE, which real estate, and then that one was available, so that's the one that we used. So the next thing is enable login options. So you want to make sure that you can generate your magic link for easy logon, and then it wants us to invite users manually via email and resend login details if needed. So if we come back over to the client portal, we go to our email settings. We want to make sure that all of these are on. Now this is for invoices, estimates, and contracts. So depending on what you're doing inside the portal, you might want to toggle these off. When you go into communities though, and this is kind of like, you'll see as you go, if you feel like having all of these toggled on is way too many emails that you're sending out, you can just come in and check them off as you go. But these are basically going to go out through the system. You don't have to do it. They're just going to automatically go out. So if somebody joins the group, they're going to get an email. And this is the default email. We can look at that. You can customize it if you want to, but it's a lot to go in here and customize. I would just kind of leave them how they are. If they're an approved user, if they get declined, a member request, these are all the different emails that are going to go out. So you can come in here and you can play with those and set those up how you want. Then you have certificates. And certificates are what they get at the end of a course, and they can be a trigger for workflows, which we'll get into later. And then you have your courses over here. So will they get a send a welcome email, send a drip email, send a offer access if they clicked on your offer and became a member of your group, and then you're granting them access to their stuff. We're not going to go into the app today. We'll do that another day because that's like a whole thing in itself. But then you have customizing your branding. So I have a template here, template 1, where we come in and we're going to fill all of this out, and that's going to give us what we need to create our community. So you're going to need a name. So you want to name your, not your community, but your group inside the community. So let's say your communities as a whole is you as an agent, and then your groups, let's say you have a first-time home buyers group, and then you have a listings group, home sellers group, what's my home worth group, and then you have a investor group. You can have different groups. You want to make sure that you have one of these for each different group. So you have your group, and then you're going to have your group slug, and then you're going to have your group description. Just chat GPT it and have a cute little description there for your group. Then I have here templates for the correct sizes for the things that you're going to need. So you're going to need a favicon, a cover image, and a logo. And you can use these templates. Just make a copy of them, please. And then you can have those, and then you can decorate them in Canva however you want for your different things and your logo. Then you're also going to need to do your profile. So you're going to need a high quality photo of you, because when you're inside your communities and you're in your different groups, you're going to want to have your face be there so you're more personable. Like on Facebook, most people have that picture of their face, not like a picture of a car or something, because then nobody knows who that person is. They just think it's like Lightning McLean or whatever his name is. You want to make sure it's personable, especially if you're the main person of the group. And then a bio. We're all agents. I'm sure you have a bio out there somewhere. Just copy and paste it here. And then your community link. So you're going to want to have your community links here. The reason why we're doing this is so you have it all in one place and it's not scattered all over the place. You can easily get it, access it, and create your communities. These are all the other steps that we're going to go through on how to like do everything. They're all here in case you forget. You can come back over here. So we were right there on branding. We already kind of went over the emails earlier when I was in the settings here. So you have email settings here. You have your domain setup. That was the first thing we did. Then you have your email settings. You can come in here and play with these and figure out which ones you want to keep on, which ones you want to keep off. You have your language settings. I'm going to put English for mine, but you can change it to whatever language you want it to be in. We're not going to go into this right now. And then here is the branding. So here is where you would take the stuff that we got from here, from template number 1, and input it. So if you already have it filled out, if you already have template number 1 filled out, it makes it easier to come over here and just upload the things. So you would have, your name, your description, and then whatever colors you want, you can come in here. You can change your portal colors. I would suggest picking colors and then copying this and pasting it on that other page too, so that you have this consistent colors through everything. Upload all your images once you create them, and then you need your support email and your copyright information. We're not going to get into this today, but you can also do custom script here if you want to do that and tracking as well. This is the point where once you have all that done, if you're using Ask AI, you could come in and you could ask it to create your community, because now you're going to have all the information you need to create your community. We're not going to do that today. We're just going to do it the old fashioned way. And in another class, we're going to dive into the Ask AI, because that would take up the whole thing. But it's good to know how to do it by yourself anyways, just so you know how to do it. So you go to memberships, go to communities, and go to groups. So you would come over here, go to memberships, communities, and then groups. And then you would click create a group. And this is where you would go in and create individual groups if you wanted to add individual groups. Now, the spot we were just at a minute ago was the portal, or your main hub, and this is going to be the individual group. So number 4 was the building, and this is the rooms inside the buildings. I don't know if you guys ever I used to teach VBS every summer for the kids at church, and we would all decorate our classrooms outside the door to whatever the theme was. So if you're in the building, the groups would be decorated to however you want them to be decorated. This reminds me of VBS, Vacation Bible School. So you're going to use that same template. Not everything would be the same, but some of it would be the same. So your group name would be different. Your group slug would be a little bit different. Your group description, slightly different than your overall hub, just depending on what you're doing. But for the most part, like I would use the same favicon, slightly different cover image, but your logo would probably be the same logo. And again, you're going to create a copy for each group that you're wanting to do. Yep. Okay. And then we did, let's go into this. I don't know. It's not going to let me. So the discovery, if you want to be discovered, if you want it to be visible on the main member page, and you have to have 10 members before it will, you can toggle this on. If you want this to be private invite only, then toggle this off and you won't be discoverable and nobody will see your page. So it's completely up to you. Now, once you're inside your group, and we're going to go into a group that I already created because I'm not going to create a new one right now, like this one, Cloud Connect. You can set up your profile and you can set up your channels. So let's start with the channels. The channels, remember we were saying, were the discussions that are going on inside the room. So you have the key card, the building, the rooms, and then you have the discussions inside the rooms. And those would be these things over here on the left, the different discussions. So we have start here, introduce yourself, events, ask questions, celebration, deals and listings, market moves, referral network, and announcements, and then games. These can be whatever you want them to be. I don't think there's, I don't know if there's a limit on how many. I just keep adding them and they keep letting me, so I keep adding them. But it's what keeps everything organized. Because if everybody was just in here talking, the feed would just get overrun. So you want to make sure everything stays organized and everything stays true to whatever it is that you're trying to have the angle be for your group. So like if your group was for investors, you would have this kind of be set up with that ideal in mind. If it was set up for building communities, it would look different than investors because you're not having the same goals. So you want to make sure that you change these to match your specific niche. And then let's talk about setting up your profile. So mine is a little bit different because I'm the admin on this. But when you would go into here, you could click this and you would change your team over here to my little face in the corner. Click there, click here, and it's going to let you change this picture. You can put a new picture if you want, upload it from your computer, and then you're going to put your bio here, just a little bit about you, so that when people come into your room, whether you're a member or whether you're the owner of the group, they can see your profile and see who you are. So once you have all of that done, we get to communities. Actually, before we go into that, does anybody have any questions? Because this is kind of like a good, we're at 125, a good place to stop it.
Oh yeah, I'll let someone else come with some questions. I have, my mind is just thoroughly blown. But please, I'll let the room ask their questions first.
I was just thinking we should add the mindset channel on the Cloud Connect community.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. So we will add channel.
Okay, so Heather, could I share my screen for just like 60 seconds?
Yeah, here, I'll add that a little bit. Let me stop sharing.
Okay. So I actually did not know about this feature. So Heather's talking about the old school method, and then there's the AI method, and wow, this is going to blow your guys' mind.
Can you get Sean? Well, okay, there you go. I was like, it wouldn't let me stop sharing.
So I'm going to share my whole screen here. And I want to share just the power of like what she's talking about. So right now this is in beta, so this is only available to us. So we're going to be rolling this out. Hopefully in the next 90 days, we'll have the ability to roll this out to everyone. But check this out: create a new community. It asked me a question. It gave me a couple suggestions: real estate lead labs. I selected real estate lead labs. Great choice. What type of community is it? Business growth network. Can you tell me who is the ideal client? Team leaders in real estate. Thank you for sharing the ideal client. What kind of community do you want? What do you want to help these people accomplish? Generate more leads through paid and free sources. Also training on conversion training. And then it gave me a couple options. Do you want it to be free or paid? And I said free. And it said, do you have any images? And I gave it an image that it didn't want, but for example purposes, I just wanted to speed through this. And I said, could we skip that? And it said, yes, no worries. And then I said, I like all of these colors that it gave me. And then boom, it said the community here has been successfully created. And I checked on it. And sure enough, whoops. Well, I probably have to edit it. Anyways, my point is, it's going to get easier to set these things up as we go. And the feature that Heather kind of dropped about Ask AI is you'll have the ability to say, instead of texting support and saying, hey, can you update my logo, or can you update my brokerage name here? All you have to do is ask the AI, and it's going to update those fields for you. It's going to update that information for you. Some really cool stuff that we and the technology that we use are working on. Anyways, I don't want to steal your thunder, but that just blew my mind because I did not know that was available. I heard about it, knew it was in beta, but wow, that blew my mind. So Heather, you were talking about different channels, different. Could I actually pause right here and ask the group, like what use cases have they come up with? Because I keep bringing this up. Like this is the use cases is for these communities. You know, everyone hears about these communities. Oh gosh, we're at our time. I didn't even see the time. Heather, this has been a great call.
Time flies when we're having fun, huh?
That's right. Yes, and I used the Ask AI to make one of them, and no, it worked really well. And it was done like that. You just answer the questions, and so just literally, if you have the sheet, just copy and paste those answers over to the Ask AI, and it'll just spit out your community for you. It's pretty cool.
And as far as use, Sean, you mentioned in the chat, these could be put together for buyers and sellers, where you can create the courses for first-time home buyers, for sellers, give them a course on, what to do to sell the properties. Heather put together one for our team. So we're sharing all the content that we're putting together in the community on trainings, and conversion rates, sharing with the team here. So there's a number of ways that this could be used. I'm part of one of a sales team. They collaborate and share ideas on the sale aspect of things for their respective business. So there's a number of ways that this could be used. And as real estate agents, I think it's going to be impactful, where we can create a community of buyers and sellers within our system, within our platforms. And not only educate those buyers and sellers, but keep them engaged, keep them active. So when ready to go, they're just a phone call away.
Yeah, and I want to give you guys a little story. About 7-8 years ago, I was actually working at a different agency, and this company had spent $300,000 in development. This was about 8 years ago. 300,000 in development to create what we're describing today. To create a community where people can actually, it didn't even have that function to communicate. It was just a module-based learning system. That's all that it was. And so for us to be able to create it for free is amazing. And then if you want a customized app, Heather, how can we find out more about a customized app and a customized community?
Just by, I guess, jumping on a call with you or me, and we can definitely work that out. If you're wanting it, just customize. I mean, that's something that we can easily do. Because I mean, AI is great, but if you're wanting to have more of like the details like that, that's obviously something we can handle. I've created several different groups now inside the communities, and then you're going to want to talk about, are you creating the lessons? What are your lessons? If actually, when I was talking earlier about like offers, because there's so many different like vocabulary words, I would think of offers as the person that stands outside the building that's like holding like a flyer, like trying to like sell things to people. An offer would be the person standing outside your business with a piece of paper saying, "Hey, come into my business," and that would be the offer. So there's so many details. You probably do need to talk to me or Sean about doing something.
Well, Heather, I'm grateful that you came here and provided instruction and this awesome guide, this step-by-step guide that we can literally follow, copy and paste ourselves. Like that's super amazing. Like, can we get like a fist bump? Come on. Seriously, like you're awesome, Heather. Thank you so much for putting it together.
Stolen and modified.
Heather, two things. One, what are we covering next week? And then two, how can we get in contact with Heather? How can we connect with you?
You can through the communities. You can chat with me through the communities, or you can just message me through cloud on any of the socials. You can meet me and Andres through our website at realtalkha.live. You can book an appointment there. The calendar is there. So if you want to book an appointment, you can definitely book an appointment there. And then next week, what we were going to go into is actually, if you're here today and you fill out the sheet, we were going to actually go through and create the community. I want to do it as well with having AI do it, but I also want to do it with going through and creating it on our own too. So if you have the sheet filled out, then we can definitely go out and have everybody can create a community next week.
Wait, so you're saying that you're going to carve out time in your day to give us like a step-by-step walkthrough next week and how to set up our own community. Wow, that's amazing. And when we say community, again, that's like a big buzzword, just like people talk about funnels and things like that. But we're talking about a way for us to communicate with a certain section of the market, whether that be our real estate agents, whether that be our buyers, whether that be our sellers, whether that be our vendors, if we're a team leader or broker owner, and we have those type of relationships that we keep up with, and having a consistent method, not only of communication, but also of providing resources and information. And so they don't have to click around and yes, Eric, we could definitely do something by text. Yep, for sure, definitely. So guys, I'd love to try to keep this on time. Heather, maybe next week we can send a notification that we can expand it to 45 minutes maybe, so that we can all get some time in. And anything else, guys, to add? Any takeaways, awesome takeaways to add before we shut the room down?
Off topic, Sean, just want to let you know, I saved the invite to my Google Calendar and the link wasn't working from there. I don't know why.
Okay. Meetcloudrealty.com is you could just type it
I
in.
pasted it in my system and it still wouldn't go through, but then when Kara sent it on Slack, it worked. I don't know why. Anyways, we'll see.
Got it. Awesome. I'll connect with you offline on that. All right, anything else?
I think we're good.
Thanks. You guys are awesome. Keep being awesome.